Good morning everyone and welcome back to another vlog. Today is Saturday, it's the weekend and the weather's pretty miserable, to be honest. We had rain and thunder virtually all day yesterday. Mick's outside making the most of this little dry spot, however long it's going to last. I think we're due some more rain later. He's getting on with the block paving. We're up against time now to get it done before it's just too late. The weather doesn't let us, we're having a lot of rain as it is. The mornings are damp and dewy, so he has to pick his moments to obviously try and finish the garden. I think the worst thing is going to be painting the fences because obviously they seem to be damp and wet all the time from the dew and the rain, and yeah, they had to be bone dry before we can paint them. So it's 9:15, he's out there nice and early, just doing that little bit of block paving down there, and then about to move on to getting the other piece of artificial grass down. But yeah, as you can see, it's a pretty damp autumn morning. Won't be long for those conkers are coming off. A few have started falling now. The deer seem to love them. But yeah, we feel as though we're under pressure to get all this done now before the weather stops us carrying on with it, basically. That basket's well and truly over now. Need to take that down. I picked up some violas the other day, so they're like little pansies. So need to take all the dead plants out of there and just put the little pansies in, just give it a bit of colour for the winter. Because the weather's as it is, I haven't bothered washing my hair this morning. I got in the shower and I just thought I'd just put it up. What's the point? It was going to rain later. So yeah, just put it up, just basic makeup, and I don't know what to do today. What can you do on a day like this? So Mick's going to carry on with the garden as much as he can. I've got it in my head, I want to make a bread and butter pudding. So I might make one of those over the weekend. It's that time of year, isn't it? You fancy nice autumny food, don't you? So I've got this thing in my head about a bread and butter pudding. So I might make one of those later, and whatever else I do, I'll take along with me. I don't think it's going to be anything really exciting, but if you're interested, then just see what I get to on the weekend. So I'm just going to go in Home Bargains, look at the weather. I suppose this is a thing of things to come, isn't it? Autumn is well and truly here, isn't it? Well, the rain is anyway. I did pick up 4 of these mugs. I thought they were absolutely gorgeous. I'm a bit fussy with mugs, but they felt really nice. I picked up 4 of those, only $1.49 each. There's some lovely autumn displays. I love this one in the carry box, $8.99. Just had nowhere to put it. Gingerbread candles, spice candles. Yeah, lots of autumn flowers. I did make an autumn wreath, if you haven't seen that, on Sunday with the housewives. That turned out quite well, and that was the garland I used. I did like the pumpkin placemats, but it's having somewhere to store them after, isn't it? So I didn't pick them up. But I did think they're very nice. This draft excluder was lovely. Luckily, I don't seem to have any drafts. So years ago, you used to get lots of drafts on windows. Now they've all got double glazing. You don't tend to so much, do you? Unless you've got any gaps under doorways and things. I did pick up this hand towel, pumpkin hand towel. I just thought it was a nice thick quality. It was only $2.99. And I've got that in the kitchen. Just put that in the kitchen. You've also got some lovely soap dispensers. All in the autumn range, lovely Halloween glasses and things. They had lots in here, absolutely lots. I didn't bother with the Christmas aisle. It's just too early for me for Christmas. I just can't get my head around going from, well, we didn't have much of a summer, did we? But just all of a sudden we're in autumn. Things just change overnight, don't they? You're in autumn. I'm more of a spring person, really, I must admit. I know a lot of people love autumn. But no, I'm a spring person. This door wreath was lovely, unusual. Yeah, and I did pick up that little hare. I thought he was nice. Just got to find somewhere to put him. I put him in my lounge window for now, but I don't know if he's staying there. That's the trouble, isn't it? Sometimes you think, oh, I like that. You get home, you think, well, where's it going to go? I did think these trays were nice, so I nearly picked one up. I might have to go back and get one for my coffee table. There's some lovely cookware in there. I thought these were very nice. And yeah, then we stopped off for a coffee and a cake. My older daughter's with me. We had a cup of coffee each and a cake, and that was just over £4. The cafe's so reasonable in there. And then we went from Home Bargains to Homesense. And look at these glass pumpkins. Aren't they gorgeous? Again, I just got nowhere to store things, so I had one in my hand and then I put it back because I thought, well, no, where am I going to store it after? So I've just pulled up at Matalan, met my daughter in, where was it, Home Bargains. We had a lovely cup of coffee there. It's such a cheap cafe in there. I know not all Home Bargains have got them, but it's a big one in Swindon where I live. And yeah, the cafe's so reasonable. You get hot dogs 99p, cakes like 90p upwards. And as I say, 2 coffees and a cake, and it's just over £4. That's amazing, isn't it? Shame all cafes aren't like that. So I'm just going to go in Matalan now. I'm trying to see if I can pick up some stuff to do a haul for you later on in the week, and then I'm going to go home and make this bread and butter pudding. So the rain has stopped now, so it's still very grey and dismal. Let me show you. Yes, I've got a bag full there to do a haul. So that'll be later in the week. Yeah, so I picked up some nice items to do a haul for you. So I'll probably film that tomorrow morning, and that'll go up in the middle of the week. Yes, quite impressed with the autumn stuff in there. It was all quite reasonable. And I picked up my first winter tights. So I picked up some black tights to wear to work next week. Oh, the season's just changed just like that. I just can't believe it. I'm in shock still. I really am. So yeah, I've just got to pop in here and get some milk, and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to make that bread and butter pudding. So I'll let you join me when I make the pudding. I don't know if you can see under the trees a little monk jack come out. I haven't seen one of the little monk jacks for ages. So after the conkers. You see him? Oh. You seen this? I don't know if you can see the squirrel. He's got a big conker. He's carrying. Lovely to see them all hopping about. Mick's giving you all the wave. So I'll do some cutting. He's got to cut the little odd blocks to go in there now. There's absolutely squirrels everywhere out here running around today. They love the conkers. Another one over there. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. I don't know if you can see it. Fascinating. So I'm just started making the bread and butter pudding. I've greased quite a big dish today, so I want to make quite a large pudding, and I just started cutting the crusts off the bread. You can use a stale loaf, that's absolutely fine. I've just picked up a cheap loaf from Home Bargains. I'm going to use that, and I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 slices of bread so far, and I'm just going to butter these. So I'm just using Lurpak, because that's what I've got in the cupboard, but you can use any butter. So you just butter one side. It's so simple to do this recipe. I have put the oven on to warm at 180 degrees. So that's warming up nicely. So yeah, plenty of butter on here. So get all these buttered. Mick's still outside, bless him, doing the garden. You just have to make, as I say, the most of any dry periods, because rain is on the forecast yet again. And we did have a little shower when I went to Matalan. So bless him, he's out there cracking on. I just can't believe we're in autumn. It's just, I think because we've had 2 weeks in sun, we went to Greece, and we've had we've had a rubbish summer here, haven't we, this year? So we had 2 weeks of gorgeous sun, it was absolutely boiling, and then all of a sudden we've come back, dark nights, rain, damp mornings. It's just changed just like that. I just can't adjust to it this year. I am more of a spring person, I must admit. I don't like the dark nights. When you finish work at 5 o'clock and you go out and it's dark, or it soon will be, won't it, in a few weeks when the clocks go. Do they go back or forward? Go forward, I think, don't they? Yeah, I think so. I think that's right. I never know. I never know which way. So anyway, in the dish now, I'm going to layer it up. So I'm going to try and lower you down. I think it's more important that you see what I'm doing than seeing me. So let's lower you down a bit. I think that's going to be better. Okay, so I'm going to cut these into triangles, and I'm just going to put them butter side down on the bottom. Just cover the bottom of the dish. Just so it's completely covered in the best way you can. I've got quite a big dish actually, so I'm definitely going to have to butter some more bread. Put that in there, and then let's have a look. Just try and fill these gaps in here. Cover the bottom the best way you can. Doesn't matter if you layer it, because that's what you're going to do in the end anyway. So let's put that one down there, and then just pop that one on the top. Okay, so we've got the bottom layer in there. So all we need to do then is do a mix of our fruit. So I've got mixed fruit here, and I've got sultanas. I'm going to do a mix of both. So just cover the bottom. So I like a bit of mixed fruit because it's got the peel nut in it as well. And then we're going to put some sultanas on. I like plenty of fruit in mine. And then we're going to layer again. So again, start our layering. Actually, because of the shaped dish I got, I'd probably be better doing it in squares. So I think that's what I'll do. It doesn't really matter if you do butter side up or butter side down. It really doesn't matter. It all blends in the end. Let's put that there. Yes, I'm looking forward to this. I haven't had one of these for a long time. Crust left on that one, let's cut that off, cover that corner, and then you just do the same again. Just put your fruit in. Yeah, you can add bits of apple, cranberry, whatever really. And then layer it again. Put the top on. I just heard Mick do a big sigh out there. There's a lot of bending around. I couldn't do it. I must admit, I couldn't do it. I'm lucky that he is so handy, because we couldn't afford to pay somebody to do it. No way. So I'm very lucky. Right, let's put that one on. And that one. And as I say, we've got the family coming over probably tomorrow. So I want to make a nice big one. So I'm going to butter some more bread. Probably end up using the whole loaf actually. But yeah, it's this time of year that you fancy all the stews and things, isn't it? And the cinnamon and yeah, soups. We did have soup last week for dinner one night and that was really nice, I must admit. I must make some homemade soup, I must admit. We just had a tin, which is very nice. But I want to make some healthy vegetable soups. These are sticking together a bit. So let's just put some butter on these. Lurpak is so expensive now, isn't it? I just can't believe it. Actually, I'm gonna cheat, put the big one across the top. Yeah, Lurpak has got very expensive. I think this little one here was on offer at £3, but in my local co-op, one like this, I have seen it like £7. Oh, too much. But I must admit, if I'm having, you know, just toast and butter, I do like Lurpak. Just got a lovely flavour. But it is a treat nowadays, isn't it? Very much a treat. Right. I think that's going to be enough. Pop that one on here. Okay. Oh, silly me, I didn't put no fruit under that one, did I? Right, so let me just pop those back off. Chatting away and I forgot to put the fruit underneath. And that won't do, will it? So, let's go. With our sultanas. There we go. If you want to put sugar in between, if you want the sweeter version, you can. You can sprinkle some sugar in between the layers. I'm going to put a few more sultanas on this first underneath layer. Nice and sweet. Okay, and then we're going to put the top layer back on. It's getting it to fit now. Where did I have it? I think that was that way around, wasn't it? Yeah, perfect. I'll turn that one round and put that one there. Okay, so what we can do is I sprinkle a little bit of fruit on the top. I don't like to put too much because it tends to burn the top layer. So something to be aware of. So I just put a little bit. I'm just going to put some flowers on there. And then in here I've got my milk. So actually I've got 300 millilitres of milk. And I'm going to mix this with a whole tub of cream. So I'm just going to pour that in here and give it a little stir. So just mix those two together and then I'm going to add in 3 eggs. So that's the first one. The second one and third one. Okay, so we'll just whisk all that together. And then what we're going to do is pour it over the top. And then when it's cooked, it makes a nice custardy. It blends it all together with a nice sort of custardy, creamy custardy consistency. Once that's all been mixed, You can use just milk if you want to, but it is extra special if you add a bit of cream. I'm just going to pour that all over, let that sink in. So all the bread's soaked. Push it down so it soaks through into the fruit and the bread. And I've got some, I only had Demerara sugar, but that'll be fine. Any sugar really, brown sugar is always very nice. So I'm going to pop this over the top. So I can open the packet. Oh, let me get a pair of scissors. Sprinkle this. Over the top. Give it a nice crusty top and add that sweetness. So I'm going to be quite generous with the sugar. A nice crispy coating because I haven't put any sugar inside either. And then I'm going to give it a little sprinkle of cinnamon. Yeah, so I'm going to put a little sprinkle of cinnamon in here as well. So I'm going to put it on my hand first just to make sure I don't, oh, good job I did, wasn't it? So it's far too much. Sprinkle some of that on there. Just give it a little bit of spice. Yeah, so I'm going to put that in the oven now. It takes about 35-40 minutes. I get that back in the jar. Oh, swing my hands off. Yeah, so let me pop that in the oven. See how delicious this is going to be. So about 35-40 minutes. So that's gone into the oven. I'm going to get washed up now and I'll show you it when it's done. So whilst that's cooking, I've got my gingerbread candle going and I've got myself a cup of coffee and my neighbours just give me a paper. So I'm going to sit down and have a look at the paper, see what's going on in the world, have a rest. Until that's done, I'll show you it when it's cooked. Do you know slugs could be the secret of our eternal youth? Boffin has said that they help our wounds heal quicker. The trail they leave behind could also track deadly brain conditions and even slow down aging. The slimy mucus has benefits for us too, as it seems to speed up cell processes such as tissue regeneration and wound healing. It's also been developed as an adhesive for use in surgery. Some scientists think it's also a good treatment for neurological disorders too. Apparently they can start to harness their potential and change human lifestyles for the better. There are over 40 slug species apparently. Even the name slug is unpleasant, says Alan Titmarsh. Apparently hug a slug week. Wouldn't fancy hugging a slug, would you? But yeah, read all sorts in the paper, don't you? Apparently we've got 2 months as well to save on the heating. Shivering Britons should not turn on their heating for at least another 2 months. Experts have analysed Met Office data from the past 6 years to pinpoint when to fire on the radiators for winter, and the answer is not until the 17th November. Okay, so from the 17th November, the mercury is unlikely to rise above 15 degrees for the rest of the year. So we don't need to turn our heating on to the 17th November. Well, we'll see. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Because obviously it's still very, very expensive, isn't it? So yeah, it'd be good if we don't have to put it on till then. Yeah, so that's the area we done, the Royal Way last weekend. So that's looking all really nice. And we're going to put the pot on the other area like we have here. So let's go from this way. Mick's having a tea break. Well deserved, I must say. and that's it there. So when it's had the sand put in, it's just got some sand in between the bricks now, then that pot can go on there. As I say, we do need to paint the tubs, and then next thing to do will be the grass the other side. So yeah, it's getting there. Well done. He's stood back admiring it now. Yeah, so it looks all cooked, so I'm just going to get this out the oven. So look at that. Oh, can't wait to try a piece. Smells delicious. Just me, I have to wait till tomorrow to eat it, but I want a slice now. You can serve it with on its own, or with custard, extra cream, or even ice cream. I quite like it on its own. Yeah, so I think I'll end this video here. I haven't cut the bread and butter pudding yet. I'm probably going to, now it's cooled down, put it in the fridge and keep it for tomorrow. And just warm it up as and when we want it tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Tonight we're going to go to a Wetherspoons pub with all the family and just have a cheap meal for dinner. Save us all cooking, have a natter, get together, and then come back and try and find something to watch on Netflix. Find a good film to watch. Last night we watched this, Wild Oats. It was a fun, feel-good film, and it's only a short film, I think, is it? Oh, an hour and a half. When an insurance accidentally pays her millions, retired teacher Eva and her pal Maddie head to the Canary Islands for the adventure of their lives. Yeah, it was really good, really enjoyed it. Very easy watching. So I hope you all have a good weekend, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.